let's talk about this utterance that does not have any exception to the last lexical item rule, which states that the last content word is the one accented. Here you have the last content word, so my accent is here. So this is the nucleus. This is the last content word. Within the last content word, I can find the tonic syllable. What is the tonic syllable? The most prominent syllable within the nucleus. So the most important thing is finding this syllable, the tonic syllable. After that, I can see what do I have before the tonic syllable and after the tonic syllable. Before the tonic syllable, I can have the head and the prehead, or I can just have head, or I can just have prehead, or both. What is the head? The head is everything that is before the tonic syllable, but if I have an onset syllable. What is an onset syllable? The first stressed syllable before the tonic syllable. If I have to stress these units, I can place a stress here. Okay, I can place a stress here too. Okay, then here. Okay, I have 3 stresses. Okay, sorry for my diacritic. This is not a stress, but it's kind of. So I have 1, 2, 3 syllables, 3 stressed syllables. So the last one will be in this case, the last one will be my tonic syllable, and I have to look for the very first one. From the very first one up to the tonic syllable, I can place the head. If I don't have any stressed syllable before the tonic syllable, I just have prehead. Or you can say that the prehead is everything or every single syllable unstressed before the very first stressed syllable, like these ones. So prehead and head can be found before the tonic syllable. And after the tonic syllable, everything stressed or unstressed will be my tail. So kind of clear. Okay, so remember, first nucleus, within the nucleus the tonic syllable, before the tonic syllable prehead or head, and after the tonic syllable the tail. So let's have this part. In this case, I have 2 sentences. I can separate this into 2 units, here up to here. Remember that I can separate sentences into some other units if I want, but in this case I have just short sentences, so it is not worth it to separate it into many or into some other utterances. Okay, so in this case I have, this is only his box. What is the last content word or lexical word in this unit? Box. Excellent. So box is the last content word. Okay, so I have to check if I had some exceptions for this rule. Place in final position, no. I don't have any vocative in final position. I don't have any reporting clause in final position. Okay, this is all new information, so I can keep this as my last content word, so I can keep this as my nucleus. So this is my nucleus. How do I mark my nucleus? By writing it in bolds. So this is my nucleus. Is this a monosyllabic word? Does it have 2 syllables, 3 syllables? What do you think? Yes, it's a monosyllabic syllable, just 1 syllable. So the whole word, my whole nucleus, will be my tonic syllable. Okay, and I will mark it with this highlighter, with this color. I'm marking it with this color. So it's rojo claro dos. Okay, and I am marking it by writing it in capitals, bolds, and by using the highlighter rojo claro. So this is my tonic syllable here. My whole word, my whole last content word is a tonic syllable. So now I have to check if I have tail. Do I have tail? Do you think that I can find any tail here? No tail. Yes, no tail, because I don't have any other word. Yeah, following box. So I don't have any tail, but I can check if I can find pre-head or head. So which other words within these utterances are stressable words? What do you think? We can say that this word is the first stress one. Then you have another one, only. Okay, so if this is my first stressed syllable, I can mark just ahead up to there. I will check the color first. It is azul claro. Okay, so I will highlight this with azul claro. Okay, so this is my head. I don't have any pre-head because I don't have any unstressed syllable before the first stressed syllable. And I will mark this in bolds and in italics to mark that this is my onset syllable. Okay? Okay, so what is the onset syllable? The onset syllable is the first syllable. For example, if I have an utterance, I can have just one accented syllable, but I can have many stresses within the utterance. The first, let's take the tonic syllable. In this case, you have the tonic syllable. Okay, you have 1, 2, 3 stressed syllables. In this case, the stressed syllable within the nucleus is your tonic syllable, and the other ones can be the previous ones. One of them can be the onset syllable, the one that starts the prominence within your utterance. So the very first stressed syllable of your utterance, yeah, if you have some other stressed syllables before the nucleus, will be your onset syllable. In this case, you have, this is the nucleus. As this is a monosyllabic word, this will be your tonic syllable too. But I have some other previous stressed syllables, like O, like this, and the first stressed syllable will be your onset syllable. From the onset syllable up to the tonic syllable, you can find the head. Okay, so let's have another utterance. So I separated this. The sheep you asked for is the sheep you asked for is inside. I can separate here. Okay, the sheep you asked for is inside. I can do this. Yes, I will separate this in this way, in two utterances, here and here. So let's take this one. What type? Well, first, what is your last content word for you. Okay, asked. Okay, do you believe that ask for is a phrasal verb, or what do you think? What is ask for? Do you think that ask for is a phrasal verb? Check it. You can use your dictionary. You can use Google. You can talk if you want to talk. Here we have ask for. What is ask for? This is a phrasal verb. So remember that phrasal verbs, you need to think, what type of phrasal verb do I have here? Do I have a transitive phrasal verb? Do I have an intransitive phrasal verb? Yeah. In this case, I need to check if both verb and particle are stressed, because remember that all phrasal verbs, they are both stressed, verb and particle. So let's check here. Ask for. Do I have some other word after for? I don't have any other word here, so I can keep both. I can keep both stresses here. Okay, and then you have another stressed word here. So I have three stressed words here in these units, because I'm just analyzing these units. Okay, so where is my nucleus? Which is my nucleus for you? Sheep, asked, or for? For is not a content word, but it's a stressable word. Okay, so remember, the last lexical item will be your accent. Okay, generally. Yeah. If I have certain exceptions, of course, it will not be my nucleus, but the nucleus will be the last content word or the last accented word. In this case, for is my last stressed word, so I can say that this is my nucleus. So for is my nucleus. I will write it with capitals, and I will write it with bolds. Okay, do I have any other word after for? No, I don't have any other word, so I don't have any tail. So for will be my nucleus, and as this word is will be my tonic syllable, so I will mark it as tonic syllable. So now I found my tonic syllable. As this is my first monosyllabic word again, as this is my first syllable which is stressed, this will be my onset syllable. Okay, and from the onset syllable up to the tonic syllable, I have my head. Okay, it was azul claro, and then I have this unstressed syllable before the first stressed syllable, so this will be my prehead. Okay, and that's all for this utterance. If you marked, for example, if you marked asked as your nucleus, because this is your actual final lexical item, so you will mark like this, for, and then you will have rojo claro for the tonic syllable, yeah, because this is a monosyllabic word too, and then for will be your tail. It doesn't matter if this word is stressed, yeah, this is your tail here in this case. Okay, because it's everything that goes before the tonic syllable will be your tail. Okay, it doesn't matter if you have stressed syllables, okay, because sometimes you will have stressed syllables. Sorry, after. Sorry, after. That was my mistake. This Claribel. So everything that goes after the tonic syllable, yeah, up to the end of my utterance, will be my tail. It doesn't matter if I have these stresses in these words. Okay. And Emiliano, why do I separate this? Why do I separate is inside? Because remember that you can choose to separate your utterances in order to have time, or to give time to the listener to achieve what you are saying. For example, you can do this. If you have like longer sentences, you can chop them, but you cannot chop them wherever you want. You need to have certain parts of the sentence where to separate these utterances. Sometimes they can be marked by punctuation. Sometimes they can be separated into grammatical categories. In this case, I separated into grammatical categories. Okay, the sheep you asked for, yeah, all of this is my subject, and then I have my predicate here. That's why I separated it into subject and predicate. Okay, because I can separate in this way too. Okay, uh, for example, if you had here a comma and another comma because you have an apposition, yeah, all of these will be your subject, but it's preferable for you to say appositions like a part of the sentence that is clarifying something. Okay, for example, you can separate it here too, like in appositions. Okay, the sheep you asked for, but you need that in this case. You cannot get rid of the that here. The sheep that you asked for is inside. Okay, you can do that. It's okay to do that. Okay, but we don't have appositions here. So when do we separate utterances? Whenever I want. But where do I separate utterances? Where my grammatical units allow me to do that. Okay, sometimes by the end of a sentence. Sometimes you can separate these utterances by having grammatical categories, grammatical units like subject, predicate, appositions. You can have, for example, prepositional phrases, noun phrases. You can do this. You can play with this. Okay, but you will have your own way of separating. Of course, you will have to take into account punctuation. But if you have longer sentences that you can speak without pausing, it's okay for you. Yeah, but you need to think about your listener. You need to be intelligible for your listener. You do this all the time in Spanish. You always stop your utterances. It doesn't matter if you end a sentence or not, but you're always stopping, okay, things. So these units are the ones that we are analyzing. In this case, I separated into subject and predicate in order to show you that you can separate this. Yes, and if I have to analyze is inside will be my nucleus. So inside will be my nucleus. Okay, I don't have any other stressed word here, just inside, and the nucleus and the stress is here. Okay, we are not placing the stresses, I'm just showing you. Yeah, this will be like this after all. inside, and then side will be your tonic syllable. So this is your tonic syllable, and this will be your, sorry, yes, your prehead, because you don't have any stressed syllable here, and you don't have any tail. Nucleus, wanted, wanted, okay, that's correct. Tonic syllable one, yes. Onset syllable, you don't have any of these here. That, okay, that, yes, that, okay. Head, from that up to one, yeah, excellent. And prehead, you don't have prehead, and tail, titted, excellent. Okay. No, you cannot separate in this way. The way I wanted it, no, because I wanted it is relative clause, okay, of this part. Okay, remember, relative clause is whenever they are in an apposition place, yes, you can separate that. But if you don't have any apposition, the way I wanted it, okay, that is exactly the way I wanted it. Just make one single utterance here. You can use how many syllables. This is a dictionary that you can use in order to know how to separate syllables. Here you can search for the words here. You have some, I'll ask you to study these rules then later. Here you have syllable rules, what is a syllable, how to count syllables, how to divide into syllables. You can use these to know the rules, and you can use this dictionary in order to check for your syllable separation. Okay, for the ones that are studying to be teachers, this is something that you will be asked when you in your final exam of language and grammar 4. You will be asked this part, all of this, and all of the spelling rules, okay, orthography of spelling rules, okay, of English. You will be asked to know that in your final exam, oral exam, for language and grammar 4, so you can start studying this, please. But I will ask you to, so study this. I will ask you to separate. I will give you a little text, and I will ask you to separate the text into utterances. And to do this, I will give you the pattern and the colors that you will use. Maybe these same colors and this same way of separating it. We're not about to stress these parts yet. I'm just showing you the stresses. We're not stressing words yet. Just this way. This is something that I did in order to show you, and you will have to do this too. Okay, let's have another one. This one. I was very surprised to see a light break over the face of my young judge. We can separate these. Okay, let's try to separate this part. I was very surprised to see a light break over the face of my young judge. Puedo decir así. We can say it this way. I was very surprised to see a light break over the face of my young judge. Okay, we can separate here if we want. and we can start checking for our nucleus. To see a light here, light. So poles, okay, and as this is a monosyllabic word, it will be my tonic syllable 2. I won't have any tail here. Very, the will be my first stressed syllable, so the will be the onset syllable. So from the up to a, I will mark the head, and I was is just a prehead, because this is not a content word, it's not stressed, and was, it's a weak word. And I don't have any tail. Then break over the face of my young judge. Judge, yeah, I have an adjective and a noun here. I have a noun phrase, final noun phrase, so I don't have any kind of exception of the last lexical item rule. So judge, this is okay to have this word as my nucleus, and as this is a monosyllabic word, this will be my tonic syllable 2. Break, this is a stressed word, so this will be my my onset syllable, sorry, and all of these will be my head. Sorry, this is not the color. Okay, let's do this part with Claribel's example. So wanted will be my nucleus, okay. Want, this is my tonic syllable. Eat it will be my tail, okay. Eat it, yeah, because here you have to separate the word into morphemes. Want, eat. That, this is a stressed word, so this is my onset syllable, and from the onset syllable up to the tonic syllable, I have the head. Do you think that this sheep will have to have a great deal of grass? We can separate this. Do you think that this sheep, okay, we can separate here, okay, or you can leave it in this way. Do you think that this sheep will have to have a great deal of grass? Sorry, of grass. Okay, so which is my last content word here? This is a really long sentence. This is a really long sentence. Which is my last content word here? Grass again. Okay, so if you choose to keep it in just one single utterance, you will have this part as your nucleus and as your tonic syllable, because it's a monosyllabic word, and think is your first stressed syllable, so your onset syllable will be here. So from here up to of, you will have your your head, and you, this is just a pre-head. Okay, I will prefer to separate this sentence here. Do you think that this sheep will have to have a great deal of grass? Okay, it will be better if you are telling a story, for example. If you choose to separate here, sheep will be your last content word, so you will do this: sheep, monosyllabic word. So you have your tonic syllable here. This is your first stressed syllable, so this is your onset syllable. So from the onset up to the beginning of the tonic syllable, you have the head, and then these two unstressed words before the first stressed syllable will be your pre-head. Okay, have to, grass, first grass, grass, this is your last content word, so this will be your nucleus. Then it's your tonic syllable too. From the tonic syllable up to the first stressed syllable, which is have, okay, because this is have to as a model. Okay, have to is stressed as a model, so this will be your onset syllable. So from here up to here, you have your head, and this one is not stressed at all, so this is your pre-head. Why? This is just one single utterance, one single word, one single syllable, so all of it will be the tonic syllable on your whole unit, and that's all. Because where I live, everything is very small. Sorry, Y with capitals. Small. In this case, you have the nucleus, because this is the last content word. Small. So this is a monosyllabic word again, so this is your tonic syllable. Because where I live, because where I live, okay, so here, check it. Because this is a conjunction, this is not a lexical word, but this conjunction has two syllables, yeah, and it's possible to this word is capable of carrying a stress because it has two syllables. So you have to check it, because it will have a stress because it has more than one syllable. This is your onset syllable. From here up to here, you have your head, and this is your pre-head. Okay. No es el mismo azul, perdonen. Creo que era este. Más o menos. Okay. So here, there will surely be enough grass for him. Okay, I said. So here I can chop this here and here. So I said this is a reporting clause, okay, final reporting clause. reporting clause in final position, they are not accented. Yeah? They don't have like a great accent. So we will leave this. So we can say, there will surely be enough grass for him, I said. Okay, so this is my last content word within the utterance, but as this is an exception, I have to look for another stressable word. Okay, in this case, this is not stressable. This is not traceable unless I want to mark, of course, some emphasis or some contrast, but I need to have a good reason to do that. Okay, so in this case, this is my last content word, stressable one. Okay, grass. Grass will be my nucleus and my tonic syllable. Surely, okay, sure will be my whole onset syllable, because this is the first stressed syllable. Because as this is an existential there, okay, the existential there, it is not stressed. Just there, you can stress there just when you use it as an adverb. Okay, as an adverb, sorry, it is an adverb too, but as an adverb of place, yeah, demonstrative too. So if you use it as just existential pronoun, like I, no I, okay, you don't do it. You don't stress this word. So this is your first stressable word. So this is your onset syllable. So from here up to here, you have the head, and this will be your pre-head. Okay, and all of this will be your tail. Yeah, it doesn't matter if you have here a stress. Then when you start stressing this, we will stress this, we will stress this, we will stress this, yeah, in an upper position, an upper diacritic for stress, and then you have a low tail, a low stress here on set, in order to draw these lines that will make our melodies, let's say. So that's why we're doing this. We need to know where our head starts, which is our tonic syllable. We need to know if we have tails, yeah, and then we will compare the types of tail, because we have high tails, we have low tails, we have high heads, we have low heads, in order to make these melodies of intonation. So that's why I want you to practice this and to achieve this first. And of course, you will need to practice or to read more about stressable words. Okay, so all content words are the ones that can carry stress. Okay, and the ones that cannot carry stress are the function words, unless they have more than one syllable, of course, because they need to have some prominence within the whole word if they have more than one syllable. And I will give you a little chart that I have for you to take into account the structural words, like pronouns, demonstratives. You have existential pronouns too. You have contractions of pronouns with the verb be, for example. You have negations and those stuff, where you can find how to stress or when to stress. So I will give you a chart that I have for you to check the weak and the strong forms, because these are totally useful for this part. Yes, and you can practice with them, of course. So remember, there in this case, for existential pronoun, it is not stressed. But if you have there for saying there in that place, of course you will stress it. Yeah, this is the weak and the strong form of there. You need to refresh that part from first year too, in order in order not to mark whatever structural word that you find as unstressed one, because unstressed one, sorry, because sometimes you have these kind of words that can carry these stresses sometimes. Okay, so we will have to refresh this part too, but up to now we will do this. Okay? I will send you something like this to start marking and to start learning from our mistakes, of course. And we will have many ways of marking this, of course. We won't have a single way to do it. Okay, but we cannot just make up things. Sorry, this is not this color. This is this one. Okay,